Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 3. When we last left off, we had defeated we gathered the angels, we defeated random side heroes, and we're ready to start progressing with the main plot. Bet you're impressed. First and foremost, though, we need to recover our airship because we left it in the middle of nowhere here. So let's go get it. It's Month of the Ladybug again. Here we go, got the airship. We could go straight in, but we should, of course, make one brief detour. Where sort of anywhere works, really. Well, if that's the closest detour, we'll make it there. Just to repurchase our war machines. There we go. Shouldn't take long. It's probably still faster to go and get infinite movement points first, however. Plus, you know, a little bit of a movement point junkie at this point, let's be honest. And I mean, this map makes you one. It's what they've done to me. Alright, let's go to the War Machine Factory. Who knows what mysterious and terrible creatures lie beneath the earth? In the area of the ground that we've not yet explored? Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Into the airship we go. Week of the Gopher. Let's head north and get ready to disembark and head underground. Oh yes. What do we have here? A campfire. Look at the free sulfur. So we have here. The first entrance to Agar's lab was blocked by a door made of a strange metal you had never seen before. After several attempts to break in or melt the door, it became obvious you were wasting your time. You spotted a keyhole, but clearly the door could only be opened from the inside. Disappointed, you examine the door for the last time and are about to leave when you suddenly notice footprints of ogres and orcs on the cave's floor. Some obviously lead into the lab. Perhaps Agar is not the only one who can enter. You found an blocking object in the mountain fortress of the barbarian Akatros. Having returned to the lab, you realize it is the key to Agar's lair. Would you like to enter? Sure. Behind the door you see a menacing-looking winged demon who stands in the way. Such creature's might is legendary, and you do not dare to fight him. How did Agar manage to earn the trust of a beast like that? The demon remained silent for some time, eyeing the uninvited guest suspiciously, and then finally roared, "Bring me back the relics and I will let you pass." The demon approaches you, eager to have his artifacts back. Do you want to give them to the beast and proceed to the lab? No. Because we have the advantage that we can actually use this one instead. Notice how basically every difficulty level just gets its own choice about what to do here, so... I might as well do this because it's just going to be free, but... Oh, not quite free. Somehow that's worse. Okay. I shall play it out! Yay, bless on the angels. Excellent. A lot of healing. A few more resources. So notice here, like someone who's got access to the white Keymaster tent doesn't even need to go through these entrances. They can just go straight in. This one, I believe, is going to ask us to see Akatros, yeah. So we've dealt with Akatros, so this difficulty level, killing Akatros here is required. On higher difficulty settings, you have to do these artifacts, 2 of which I believe are held, well, one of which is held by in here, right? So you're going to need to do these little side missions, which we just did for fun, but, you know, you're going to need to do them as well to get into this location. Okay. What's this here? The Queen wants Fulgi to be taught a lesson because they insulted her, calling her fat old hag. Until this is done, she has closed the borders. Well, we have taught her a lesson. She's dead. I've spent my life buying, selling, and collecting artifacts, but lately I've been spending so much money acquiring new pieces I can hardly turn a profit. I think I might just be able to start mass-producing artifacts, but I've got to have one first to copy. If you could bring me the Orb of the Firmament, the Orb of Silt, the Orb of Tempestuous Fire, and the Orb of Driving Rain, I will reward your efforts. Well then, that's a Scroll of Resurrection. It's not the spell, but it is a Scroll of Resurrection. I think that's kind of worth it. I will accept this deal. Okay. It does mean, of course, having to not equip the morale boosting artifact. So again, the dragon is being an issue, but, you know, one step at a time, I guess. So, we can nonetheless proceed into the system itself. And we have here a quest gate. The passage to Agar's lab is ahead, but it's one way. Do you want to pass? Do you want to pass? I suppose there's a question of, do I just leave the dragon out now? Like, it is starting to become less than useful. Considering how much we just, like, had to lug it around. I suppose there might be a mine inside, but then if it's, you know... Oh, well, we'll just take it for now. Whatever. If I have to dismiss it later, I have to dismiss it later. This week of the Squirrel. Another quest gate. The guards here say they have orders to only let Agar pass. That's interesting. Another star axis. Excellent. I notice the shrouders forming around me here. This imp cache will provide us some much precious resources. After all, we only have over 1 million gold. What's over in this direction? Yep, the shroud is reformed. Ore. And sandworms. Oh, the sandworms are no threat, are they? More ore? Ore is everywhere. Evil eyes. I was carefully stepping through the caves that led deeper from Agar's lab, for a moment, as if my own magical powers were fizzling, but only for a moment. My thoughts were interrupted by odd noises. Evil eyes appeared ahead. Of course, I should have guessed that Agar would leave his favourite beasties to guard the laboratory. But they are no threat to us. Don't feed the wyverns. Well, we can't because they're locked off, so never mind. More sandworms. Well, these ones posed a minor threat. Nope, that's not quite enough. Let's take it seriously, shall we? Yeah, this is just charging into die, isn't it? That's a bit more like it. The dragon helped! I mean, the dragon's been such a good trooper for us, it's just a bit of a shame he's, like, scaled out of contention now, isn't he? More Orgoi Korkoi. The sandworms are quite fierce here, aren't they? Approach, Orgoi Korkoi, and meet your doom! Oh, they got the flaming death. It's what they always wanted. There we go. And look, a hero camp. Agar. What did I expect from meeting this man? It's hard to say. There were all sorts of rumours about him, some contradicting others. Years ago I'd heard that he'd been turned into a lich, shortly after the Succession Wars. Then I heard that he'd been killed during an experiment in his laboratory. I also heard a very naturalistic recount telling that Agar had been mauled to death by his own monsters. According to another credible source, Agar fell in a wizard tournament. Finally word came that Agar had survived in Jadam, alive and well. There was a wide range of speculation among the wizards and artificers of Burton surrounding the sandworms. Some claimed that Agar had begun to experiment on wild worms, and the subjects had gotten out of control. Others insisted that he was deliberately sicking the worms at the settlements for purposes known only to himself. And now Agar stood before me. The sorcerer was clearly as alive as it gets. At least, he didn't look anything like a lich. His eyes were racing, a nervous smile twitching on his face. He seemed undecided whether to talk to me or scurry away. Are they still here? He inquired, looking into my eyes, then Castor's, then mine again.
The worms, the ones in the lab, killed.
Agar sighed with the relief of a man who had been pulled out of the noose and kicked off the scaffold. If only I'd known how this new experiment would turn out, I would never have started it. At first everything was going great. The initial batch of Orgoi Korkois performed excellently. Their veracity was admirable, and their teeth were harder than any naturally occurring metal I know. And then it seemed to me that someone had hacked into my work and brought chaos to it. A worm of a different kind appeared in the new brood. I called it, or rather her, matriarch. I thought it was nothing special, just a new stage of accelerated evolution, something that's long been my bread and butter. But the matriarch's will felt stronger for the creatures than mine. Most of her brood no longer obeyed me, and now she was beginning to seize control over the earlier generations as well. I managed to keep some of them under my control, pumping an insane amount of magic into the effort, but it wasn't much use. They weren't strong enough to help me get out of the lab. If you knew how much trouble those worms have been for me.
If only for you, I said spitefully. Your worms have made the area around the lab a living hell. Landslides are destroying the mountain roads. Orgoi Korkois attack mines and border settlements, and their burrowing causes earthquakes that wreak havoc even in places where they never show up above the ground.
Agar suddenly straightened up and looked at me carefully, squinting into my eyes. Young man, you're so beautifully angry. I could almost believe you'd come all this way just to seek me out and school me about my carelessness. Now speak your mind. What happened? What do you really want here?
Well, this story indeed was all about you when it started. Not long ago, an expedition set out from Burton to seek you out, and then they disappeared. Apparently they got lost in the underground passages and wandered into an ancient tomb, but the worms destroyed the passage to the northern part of the tomb, and so now our companions are cut off from the outside world.
The worms. I'm afraid the only way to stop their spread is to destroy the matriarch. I don't see any other option. Besides, I can't continue my research while she's alive, and I'm not in the habit of abandoning my work halfway through. I swear you'll yet shake old Agar's hand when I show you what my little worms can do when there's no one else in their heads. As for your expedition, I think I know which tomb you're talking about. There are flooded caves adjacent to my lab that lead north, to the tomb caves and other entrance. Behind there is a strange hall, the Hall of Illusions. I have tried several times to traverse those caverns, but to no avail. They are filled with a strange, thick fog, extremely hard to wade through. But if you insist, there are 2 magic scrolls left in my laboratory, which will be very useful for us. With that, Agar gestured for me to follow him toward the lab. On the road, you meet a hero encamped here. Having heard about your campaign, the hero immediately joined you with the army. With the army? I don't know if that quite makes sense. Nonetheless, we have Agar! Behold! He is a level 30 artificer, who is wearing only gloves and boots, apparently, with, decent skills. What's his spellbook looking like? It's actually looking quite decent. That's a decent spellbook. Also, it's frenzy, because isn't he oh no, he's a sandworm specialist. Okay, well that's a solid amount of Orgoi Korkoi. He's also got a few monarchs, and would you believe, he's also now got a dragon. Oh yes, we have solved the problem. We should probably outfit him with some equipment as well. What can we give him that will be useful? We can give him this Dragonwing Tabard. We can have a Helm of Chaos. I think we could just hit the shift button to do this, right? It's got a decent amount of spell points too. So yeah, we can have that. We can have this. I have that as well. We can have the rings. I think I'll keep the Sleepkeeper for now. I mean, that's a solid start at least. So. Do I still have another breastplate? I do. Excellent. Let's get the attack and... what's Ari's stats, actually? They're not bad. I mean, 28-25, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as legendary Frederick over here, but, you know, who is as good as Frederick? Should he hold on to our little precious statue of Legion that we don't need? Suppose he can have a scroll of prayer. That's at least giving him some stuff. Cool. So we have Agar. This will allow us to move forward, which would be good, especially when I don't block him off on the road. They do look identical on the mini-map, on the adventure map at least. That's I'm not going to say it's an oversight, because, you know, there's only a male and female sprite per hero class, right? They're just the same class. But what can you do? I can tell them apart. And actually, if we're being honest, putting them side by side, they actually do look very similar, right? Like, they both have the long grey hair. So, yeah. So, only Agar can pass through the gate. This must be the two scrolls he was talking about. Water Walk, useful, and Summon Boat. He also has a Warlock's Lab here, which we can use to transmute resources. I guess we can get some sulfur, but don't we have a sulfur dune already? We do. We just have infinite money. So, we can just do this anyway for funsies. You can transmute freely. It's a powerful structure. I like it. So, do you just have to... You can't even go out this way, can you? So Frederick is just stuck. Where are the ghost dragons, then? Oh, I think we have to go north over this piece of water. Okay. Yeah. I see it now. The Scroll of Water Walk. That's what we need to do. I see. Let's make sure we both got movement first. So if I pass over to you the Scroll of Water Walk, then you cast Water Walk. Oh, this is a puzzle, isn't it? Because the vision keeps getting reset every turn. That's going to be interesting. Do you have scouting? No. Oh, that's going to be interesting. There's stuff here. Like, keep our eyes peeled. What's over here? Well, for one, it might need to be Agar first doing it, or like, you know, we carefully transfer troops backwards and forwards, because we might need more movement than we have. So we get to retain a little bit of vision on this side. There's a... Well, hang on a sec. I'm making this far more complicated than I need to. We literally have a scroll of Summon Boat. What am I doing? I mean, I'd like to say it's throwing for content, but that just makes me sound dumb, so... Summon Boat. Look at that. How about you summon another boat? Oh, you can only summon one. In that case, how would you like to have the scrolls, Frederick? Because then Agar's going to board the boat. Then Frederick is also going to summon a boat. There we go. It's a very different looking boat compared to the other one. Clearly Frederick's just so much better. Behold! We might actually need to scuttle boats if we need to go backwards, which is funny. Alright, Agar, out the way. Frederick, land. I like how Castors apparently had nothing to say about this whole adventure. It's a magic well. How about you summon another boat? Well, that's a scuttle. Month of the Ladybug, okay. Well, get off the well. Get back on the well. Summon the boat. Then go kill the vampires. Don't die to the vampires, silly mechanics. Just cast Bless. Easy. Oh, the vampires had the flaming death. We have a nice temple here. Alright, Agar, in you go. More shrouding. Summon a boat. Here we go. Suppose we should deal with the School of Magic while we're here, shouldn't we? Oh, Agar stole my nice boat. How annoying. Zounds of genies? I think not a problem. We'll just slow them. Slightly wasteful. They did do a lot of damage back, to be fair. We probably just need to slightly respect the combat and just, like, use the clones. Yeah, that seems to do good. Mind you, if that's just a kill, just take the kill. Alright, run back and get healed. Activate detonation on death. Repair that. Oh, the ballista got the finish. Oh, nice. Let's get +1 spell power. How about you, Agar? Would you like some spell power? I knew you'd love it. Even if you did steal my boat. Well, that wasn't so bad. Maybe this next area is more tricky. Unless they keep giving me magic wells, they're obviously very worried. More of my vision is obscured. Alright, we have magic springs here. I guess you could have a nice magic spring. Yeah. Frederick's already got an abundance of mana, so that's not a problem. Okay, Agar. Let's have Frederick summon a boat. Get in the boat. Frederick's already in a boat. I guess I'll take the scrolls back from him. Summon the boat. Just thinking maybe I need to do some water walking shenanigans. Yeah, there's a hole I can't make landfall. Unless, of course, I have the white border guard. Then I can. Can you water walk there in one turn? You can. Excellent. Well, if you walk here... I like how the horse makes boat noises when it's on the, when he's water walking. Like, again, it shouldn't be exactly the same sound because, like, it's clopping on waves, but, you know, it's a slightly different sensation. Have my water walking scroll so you can make it back. Alright, Frederick. Good vision, good scouting. Please make landfall. Okay, we now need you to scuttle this boat. Thank you. Can we still make vision? No. Okay, I see the problem. I've got one over, but not two. That's my issue. So, how am I going to do this? Obviously, I can't attack bone dragons. That'll do it. There you go. Cast Water Walk. Behold! We can now deal with bone dragons. I suppose we have two heroes now, don't we? Star Axis. Excellent. There's more water walking to be had up here. To summon another boat. This is complicated. Let's deal with some dragons. Ah, they weren't much of a threat. Oh, we should obviously do that learning stone. That's a lot of experience. Let's get it. Plus 1,000 experience. Look at him. He's now at 501,000. That's important. Alright. Dragon Utopia. Can we do better than that? We deal damage to ourselves again. Alright, can we fix that? That's better. Well, look, we got a Tome of Water Magic, an Orb of Driving Rain, an Armor of Wonder, Runes of Imminency, and 20,000 gold. That means we can hand you back your silly scrolls. Here you go, have water walking. I have a Tome of Water Magic. Behold! I know all the water spells now. So, we're going to need you to cast a boat. Get in it next turn. Pretty sure it's going to be one of those things of, oh, this actually doesn't look too bad. Cast water walking, please. Hang on a sec, is that just not in the... What? Hang on a second. The tome doesn't contain water walk? Is that real? Doesn't contain summon boat either. Huh? There you go, it's an incomplete tome. Therefore I was celebrating over nothing. What does it contain? Nothing. I literally have the tome equipped and I can't use any extra water spells. Like, I've got these ones. But I've got Frost Ring, I guess. That's the one addition. And Prayer. I already had everything else. Well then, that was a bit lackluster. I guess on that disappointment, we'll call it a video. We'll come back next time. More underground adventuring of Agar. Oh yes.